the members of HR Club. I'm Sara Kaushik.
Oh, I'm Kamya Singh.
I'm Ananya Sakshi. I'm Shweta Gupta.
And I'm Rohan.
So we're here to discuss a few topics that have been happening in the past year. So recently, it was in the news that Mr. Narayan said that he used to work more than 70 hours in a week. And on the other hand, we have Bill Gates who says that working 3 times a week is more than sufficient. So what do you guys think about it?
So I think I am more aligned with the 3-day work week school of thought, because I think when we went into COVID, right, and everyone was forced to work from their own homes, so there was a very slight but very significant change in the perspective of people, where they thought work is not something that gives meaning to their lives, right? And also I think when Bill Gates made that statement, he also meant that work should not be something that should give you the meaning of life, right? And that is how work-life balance should be done, so that you have the optimum time to share between your family, personal relationships, as well as your work.
And separating yourself from your work. I agree with you, but I believe that having the 70 hours club proves that system, it will provide a longer duration of time, and the employee can complete their work with their own taking their own time and not in a rush, and this will reduce the workload on them also, because at the end they both have the same amount of time, and having a longer duration of time will give them sufficient time to complete their work efficiently.
On the similar lines, like you mentioned, that people given efficient time, I believe that it will also impact on the effectiveness of the production. It is necessary to have to stay in the office also, who are kind of a long hour work, to complete that work properly and efficiently. So I believe that I agree with the 70 hours.
Plus, if we see the current scenario, we all know that we're living in uncertain times. Your story is at its finest. Each and every day the business environment is changing. So if we look at from that perspective, for the main purpose, one day we know the business is there and the other day we know it's not there. Like if we take the example of Byju's, what happened to it, we all know. And if we look at from that perspective, maintaining a competitive advantage is critical for business these days. So therefore 70-hour work week is a valid choice right now. As far as India's goes, it's a developing country. To maintain that competitive advantage at the international level, if we're competing with the MNCs, if our startups are competing with the MNCs. So I think the 70-hour work week is, Narayan Murthy is right. In short, I would like to say that.
Yeah, but I think when you talk about efficiency, right, so it's establishing 70-hour work week in your office does not necessarily mean that people actually have work to fulfill that 70 hours, right? There has been this problem. I think anyone that has worked knows that there is a cause of overestimation going on, right? So I think if you are in a 3-work scenario, you would have the same amount of work that you have to do in 3 days, right? It's not about your work will get shortened. The work will remain the same and you have to complete it. So I think the efficiency part comes in play at that time. So if we talk about efficiency, I think 3-day work week would be more efficient from employee perspective as well as employer perspective.
I think both the school of thoughts, they are going to coexist, and for any organization, it's essential and imperative to find a midway between the two things, so that there is employee efficiency as well as well-being at the same time. So it has recently been in the news that all the organizations are calling people back, and some are giving a full-time work from home environment. So they are at the two ends of the spectrum, that either work from home or work from office. So what do you guys think about that?
So actually, I'm of a personal opinion that when I started working, I was a fresher, right? So it was a work from home entirely. But there was I felt really isolated, in a sense that when you initially go in any organization, you need to learn a lot of stuff. And if you're in office scenario, you can just go to someone's cubicle and you can understand stuff, which was a lot more harder in the, I would say, work from home setting. So for me, I think from my experiences, I actually am in favor of coming to office.
So I believe, there is a perks of working in office, but from working from home also saves a lot of resources of organization, and also in working from home also reduces the traffic. Recently the government is also trying to hit a mission that zero carbon emission till 2030. So if we work from home, then a lot of traffic that could be avoided, and it will help to reach the
global mission of zero carbon emission. I actually kind of agree to coming to the office because I feel that working from home will hamper your productivity at the workplace, as we have seen in the COVID, like how lazy we have become, attending classes from the of college from online and working, as she mentioned about the working from home. So I feel that it hampers the productivity, and at the end it will be kind of there will be a negative impact on the.
If you ask my opinion, then I would be certainly operating in a gray area. I think it depends on organization to organization. If we look at a consulting firm, they need their employees on their toes at their workstations or their desk, whatever you want to call it. And if we look at a startup, they want to save their cost. They don't want to rent huge offices to work from. So I think ultimately it depends on organization to organization who will work there.
Yeah, so instead of going to either of the poles, I think that a midway is a better approach. And other organizations have also been doing that, calling only for a few days in a week. So ranging from expenses to the renting of an workstation or workspace, though choosing a hybrid work mode for any organization could be beneficial. Also, recently there has been a lot of panic and anxiety about AI overtaking the job. So what do you guys think? Will it?
Yeah. So, to be honest, I think it's not a kind of a paradigm shift that people are expecting it to be. It's sort of doing the job just in a better way. It's not taking away your job. Because if we see in ChatGPT, there are lots of things that it still cannot do. So how is it going to take you like high level jobs, right? So it's like it will actually aid you in work if you actually learn to how to use it. So instead of being feared of new technologies, maybe it would be beneficial to the mankind future if we just start adapting to it. And I think adapting is a better way to go instead of just being fear of such technology.
Also, I believe that with the help of AI, a lot of processes in an organization, it has helped a lot of processes in an organization, like during a recruitment process. So with the help of AI, we can shortlist the desired candidate more efficiently. So it has also reduced the time and efficiency of an organization. So it has been there for the betterment of the employee only, not for taking their jobs out. Also, I feel that whenever a new technology comes up, it is important to adapt to it and to make use of it. So as you mentioned about the AI, I feel that it gives you a personalized learning. It caters to the individual needs, and if we use it efficiently, so we can make a better use of it. And on the other end, about the layoffs because of the AI, so I feel that it will impact only certain sectors, but on the other end, it will create much more jobs in the future. So there are both perspectives.
If we look at from our perspective, the first question we'll be asking, will AI gonna take our job?
Yes.
As you know, in the next year, we'll be going into the corporate ourselves. So the answer is no. I think it's ultimately a tool which provides the data which is being fed by the human. It just reduces the redundancy of the whole process. It makes the process more crisper. And if we go to the ChatGPT, you guys must have noticed that it provides a generalized content. Ultimately, the value addition is being done by humans only.
Absolutely. So completely sticking to the fact that AI is going to take over the jobs or going into the transformator perspective is not something that is needed. So as I think the HR clubs think that the art of human and the science of AI, when in collaboration, can give us the best results. So the HR club, as the members of the HR club, what do you think would impact the HR domain in 2024? What the key things that might change or bring newness into the field?
I think as we are moving towards the greener side of things, so we have 17 sustainable development goals, and the deadline is coming in 2030 only. And yeah, it's like only 6 years away. And I think the Microsofts and the Apples of the world would definitely see acceleration in towards their contribution towards reaching those goals, because everyone has their commitment to it. And in 2024 we see like they make commitments, but we are still far away from the reaching the target that we actually had. So I think there we would see a like exponential increase in working towards ESG goals of the company.
Also, one of the mission in attaining the sustainable goals is accepting different diversity. So DEI being diversity, equity and inclusiveness.
it is a program which help an organization to welcome every sex of our society, and means accepting it every diversity, and giving equal chances to every sector. It is very important, as every sector brings their own kind of mindset and bring newness in an organization, and which will help in creating different ideas and innovation. So yeah.
Also, I believe like in the coming future, like CSR was a mandatory activity for all the organization. I believe in the coming future, the ESG would also come out to be as a mandatory for all the organization, as there is a need to look at the kind of sustainability practices that the organization should follow, because there are certain deadlines that are coming up, and it's a high time that we need to focus on.
Also, we look at another implication. We have witnessed that emergence of gig economy is also coming up in the market right now. The companies are hiring employees for short projects.
Yeah.
So I think from an HR perspective, maintaining the accountability of those people who are just there with the company for a short project would also be challenging for an HR, but also bring new certain advantages for them. Like, they do not have to certainly not look at their comp and benefit side. So that's also one of the interesting perspective that we will see in the coming year.
Absolutely. The HR Club thinks that in the coming year, 2024, there is a crucial need to cater to sustainability, diversity and inclusion in the organization, and also tackle the pros and cons that come along with gig economy. In this ever-evolving business landscape, the dynamic, spontaneity and changes that come our way, we need to tackle it with adaptability and sustainability. Thank you for listening to us.